All right, it is 3:15. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Um, Hi, everyone. My name is Surzy Gonzalez. I'm a digital learning specialist for a few of our elementary schools. Welcome to our very first Tiny Techtopia virtual session. Yes! I've got a couple of DLSs on the call that are going to help admit some people throughout the day, but we're going to go ahead and get started with Canva videos today. So if you all don't mind, go ahead and sign. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jamie, for the reminder. I do have everybody automatically muted, but if you have a question and just want to speak up, there is a raise hand feature at the top of the menu. You can click raise your hand, and then one of us will unmute you so you can shout out your question, or you can type it into the chat, whatever you prefer. This meeting is being recorded, so if I go too fast or you need to review something, we're going to send the recording out after today and then along with some resources. At the end of the session, I have a quick little survey for you guys to fill out, a couple of feedback that just helps make these little sessions better. Great. With that, I'll go ahead and get started. So if you want to go ahead and follow along, if you want to watch on your laptop and maybe follow along on the Promethean panel, that's an option, or just cast me to the side and watch, whatever your choice is. I want you to go ahead and sign into Canva so that you can play along with some of the tricks that we're going to be doing today. And to do that, you can go to the staff portal and then digital resources for teachers. And there is a Canva button that looks like this. You'll click on it and then sign in with Google. And then you'll see the homepage just like this. Now, if you noticed, all the month of October, Canva was having little drops or Droptober, little surprises, changes, updates that you'll notice. But today we're going to be focusing on making videos. So the first thing I want you to notice is that Canva has all kinds of templates already made. To find those, you're going to go over here on the left-hand side and click on templates. And then from here, you can categorize, well, what kind of templates are you looking for? If you're looking for a video template, you can open up this little drop-down menu. There's video. And then from there, there's different kinds of videos. So maybe you're the social media person at your campus and you want to make a fun reel, or you need to make a YouTube video for parents. They have all kinds of templates here. And then you can search in this search box. So maybe you're thinking of like, oh, I want to do a commercial that's going to plug like an upcoming carnival night or something like that. You can also find some templates here. Now today we're going to be starting from scratch, so we're not going to actually use a template. We're just going to go ahead and click on create a design. It's this big purple button right here. And this is how you get started with most designs in Canva. So once you click on that purple create a design button, go ahead and navigate to videos. And then mine is right here on the left, but it's about the 5th option. And then when I click on videos, it kind of has some suggestions of what kind of video to make. I'm just going to choose this first option. That's that 1080p. It's great for YouTube or for watching on a laptop screen. So I'm going to choose that.
Maybe slow down and go back. We had some.
Oh, hi, everyone. If you just joined us, all we've done is go to digital resources for teachers, and we've signed into our Canva account. I talked about how here on the left-hand side, we've got video templates, but we're just going to create a brand new design from scratch. So up in the top left-hand side, I'm going to start over one more time. Click on create a design and search for videos. And we're going to select this very first option that says 1080p. And it's just a blank video. Now, if you notice on my screen, I've still got this menu up here on the left-hand side. I'm going to click X because I want to hide that. I want to see more of my design menu options. So I just clicked the X to get rid of that. So notice the video editing file looks very similar to the presentation that we're probably used to seeing, like kind of like Google Slides or Canva slides, where it has that little ribbon here at the bottom where you can see the pieces or clips in the video design. And you can click plus to add a page. And that's really just a space to drop in a video. Now, the nice thing about the video file versus the presentation is you can add elements like music, voice recording clips, and so that's what we're going to explore today. It's a little different than having a set of slides that you record over. If you've ever played with that, it kind of puts you in the corner in a bubble, and you've got one chance to kind of talk through the whole thing. This is a little different. Here we can add audio clips to each section of video that we design. So I kind of prefer this way, but just an FYI, you might have seen something a little different before. So let's get started exploring the menus. So if you've got some video clips that you want to use, you can use this uploads button. And the first thing I want to make sure you all know is that you can connect this to your Google Drive. However, just a tip, if you are an avid advanced Google Drive user and you have your Google Drive and then a shared drive, I want you to know that it's really hard, or not that I figured out yet, a way to get videos from a shared drive. So if you're the person who's making the end of year video for the fifth graders or for, a yearbook thing, and you need to get lots of video clips, make sure the teachers and whoever is sharing those with you, they're saved in your drive. Because when we connect our Google Drive to our Canva account, it cannot connect to a shared drive. I know that's kind of the opposite of what we're preaching, to save everything in a shared drive. This is the one exception. So if you have questions about that, your digital learning specialist can help. I'm just kind of letting you know where I'm getting my videos from. So just to get started, I'm going to click on Uploads. And then here on the menu, I have three menus right here, the tabs. One of the middle one says videos. And here I can select a video clip that I've previously uploaded, or I can click on these three dots and connect my Google Drive. So to do that, I click the three dots, click on Google Drive, and I'll have to connect it by signing in. So I'm already signed into Chrome, so it's recognizing my CFB email. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to allow it to see the videos in my Google Drive, and that's okay. This is still a closed environment. And now if I want to find a video that I want to use in my from my Google Drive in my Canva project, I can click on Find My Drive. And here I'm going to see my folders where I might have some videos. So here's an example of a fun video that I've got of some teachers in our Innovation Academy. Shout out to any innovators in our meeting. Woo, we are so proud of you. So there's two ways to do this. The first way, I'm going to click and drag the video clip onto that storyboard. I'm going to call it down here. So I'm going to click on this first video and I'm going to drag it. And then notice this little purple cursor will pop up wherever it's going to land. I can either have it land in like a little bar next to that first slide. I can have it land in, or I can have it land on the page. So I'm going to do the one where it lands on that purple plus button on the page. And by doing that, it kind of takes up the whole space on that page. And it's kind of loading how many seconds of video I have. So I'm going to let it load for a second. And right now, notice this page is blank. Since you have two little clips now, you can drag and rearrange those as needed. It finally uploaded my 8 seconds of video. And you can click on this little triangle. It's a play button to see the video clip that you've got so far. Now notice my cursor is right at the beginning of this clip, not at the beginning of my project. So that's where it's going to play. So I'm going to click play. There they go. Great job, innovators. We were doing a fun little get to know activity. So they were doing a little choreographic dance for us. So that is one of my video clips. And let's say I want to start my video with that, but I didn't like the beginning where I'm talking. So this is where we're going to kind of go into editing the videos. But before that, if you don't have any set videos that you want to upload, like from your phone or Google Drive, if you're looking for content videos, for example, maybe you're about to teach biomes in science, or you're going to talk about adaptations for animals, or the Alamo in social studies, you can find video clips that are really nice already in Canva. So I'm going to show you how to find those before we actually start editing our video clips. So to do that, I'm going to use my cursor, and on the left-hand side, I'm going to go to my Elements tab. Now, Elements has so many cool, like different kinds of content. You can find graphics, audio clips, songs, and videos. So notice when I click here, there are some sections if I scroll down, and one of those sections is videos. So I'm going to click right here under See All. And Now I can search their video gallery. And I'm going to kind of continue with that example of biomes so that you can see the really nice videos that Canva has for me already. So let's say I want to get a couple of rainforests, maybe some tundra videos, just to kind of show you an example. So you can search here. I'm going to type the word rainforest. I pressed enter, and you've got all these great, wonderful, fancy, like National Geographic quality video clips that you can use. And notice that there's a little tiny number on the bottom left corner. That's how many seconds of videos you have. Now, if that's way too long, you just need like 5 seconds, you can always cut and trim those, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to choose this very first one that I see here. Remember to move it to your project. You just click and drag. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it, not on top of my teacher video. I still want to use that, but I'm going to put it next to it. So I'm going to drop it right next to it. And now you can see this nice high quality waterfall. And it is 13 seconds long. It's kind of previewing while I hover over it. All right, and so I'm going to insert one more video clip. Now I'm going to go back and search for a desert. So I clicked on desert, and I'm just going to take this one right here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag it. This time I want it to be between my teachers and my rainforest video. All right, so with that example, I'm going to go ahead and let's kind of move into how we can edit and shorten those clips. So I'm going to click the X right here to kind of get rid of my search bar. I don't need that right now. I just want to focus on my video clips. Let's say you're introducing the biomes or the different kind of environments and habitats, and your kiddos are going to talk about animal adaptations. So we're going to want to insert little graphics. So let's talk about that first. First of all, this is 11 seconds long. I know that because when I click on it, I see that purple little border around the clip down here and up here. This is going to give me menu options for just that video clip. So if I've got the desert video clip selected, here are my menu options for that. I can also right-click and see a few extras that you may not immediately notice. So if I right-click on it, notice I have an extra menu, and these options appear. Now, if I click on the rainforest video, now the menu options only apply to just that little video clip. So just keep that in mind. There's a couple of menu options that you can select apply to all, and I'll show you that later. So first, let's shorten this desert video. So I'm going to click on the desert video clip, and there's two ways to shorten it. The easiest, I think, would be to go up here, and there's a little scissors icon that says 11 seconds. That's how long my video clip is. If I want to trim it, I'm going to click on that number or the scissors. And now you've got a new little bar that appears at the top with the purple bars at the ends. To trim, you can just slide those purple markers either to the left or from the right to the left or from the left to the right. So let's say I like the last part of that video. So I just want to keep this end right here. I'm going to click this purple bar and then drag it here. And notice the little counter, the timer, is telling me how many seconds of video I have left. So if I drag it about almost halfway, now I only have 4 seconds of video left. So keep that in mind so you don't crop too much of the video. I think 4 seconds is okay for this example. When I'm satisfied, I can click done. All right, so now I reduced my video clip to 7 seconds because it was originally 4 seconds. I'm sorry, 11 seconds long. So I reduced it by that number. So now I've got seconds of video, and now I'm going to clip my rainforest. So I'm going to click on my rainforest video, and I'm going to click on the scissors to trim. And so this time, let's say I want to keep the first part of the video. I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to drag this from the end to the left to where I also have 7 seconds. And I'm kind of looking right there at the very beginning. Here I can see, oh, that's 7 seconds of video. That's 8. Let's just match it up and do 7 seconds. All right, I'm going to click done. Now I've got 2 short 7 seconds videos. Back to this teacher one, I can still click trim. And because this video has audio already, it has me talking and noise, you are going to hear that when I trim. So let me click trim. So I'm going to pause that because I don't want to hear myself sing. So I noticed that I had like a little go at the beginning that I don't want to hear. So I'm going to kind of trim that first part. And I'm just going to guess that it was about here. I could click play, but I don't want to hear it. So I'm just going to assume that that's right and have about 6 seconds of video. Now, let's say you do have a video like from your phone or from Google Drive that you want to mute. You don't want to hear that background noise or talking or whatever. To click on that, I've got to click on the video clip. And now I have some more menu options. One of these says audio. This is going to help me control the sound on each clip. So I'm going to click audio and notice the menu on the left-hand side. I can have adjust the volume by dragging this little knob, or if I want to just mute it, I could type 0 here or just click on this little button here. That mutes everything. What's really cool about Canva is that you have this option to extract sound. Now, this is kind of advanced. If you're making an end of your video and you've got a really good video clip of a kid talking and saying something inspirational, but you want to kind of have B-reel or like other videos, but you still want to hear the kid's voice, this is how you would extract that audio and then move it around with other video clips. That's kind of an advanced thing. We'll show you that another time, but it is an option. And then I'm going to leave that on mute. And now when I play it, I'm going to drag my cursor down here, click the play button. And now no more annoying Cersei talking. And it'll just continue on to the next ones. Now, I do want to mention that from what I understand, the video clips in Canva don't have sound. So we're going to move on just a little bit about how to add sound to our clips. Any questions so far? Yes. Any questions so far? I know I'm going really fast. We're recording this, and again, your DLS can help you work on this video. All right, I think we're okay. All right, fun stuff. So now let's add some sound to our video. And then the last thing I want to show is animation. So this part's really easy. We're just going to go back to our Elements tab. And now we're going to search for sound. So right now, it kind of remembered that I was still searching for video. So I'm going to use this back arrow to click back. And now I can search for something else. So if I click the word desert again, notice that it gives me different options for things that are desert related. So first, it gives me graphics. It gives me photos, it gives me video clips. It also gives me audio. So I was wanting to add some some sound effects to my video clip. So I'm going to go with audio and see which one I like. So I'm going to see this sandstorm and see if that is actually a sandstorm or if it's that, EDM song that everyone like. Let's see. All right, do y'all hear that wind rustling? I'm going to add that to my video clip because I like that. However, how long is this video clip? Ooh, 3 minutes long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that over and trim it. So clicking here, and I'm going to drag it here. And notice there is now a little bar under my video clips. This is where I'm going to drop it or let go. And it knows that I only have 3 video clips. It knows these 2 are 7 seconds. So it automatically cropped my sound to those 14 seconds. Now, I don't want that wind rustling sound on my rainforest video, so I've got to trim it even more. So right now, it's still selected. It's still that purple. So when I click on it, I can actually, using the little bars at the end, drag my cursor and shorten it down here, or I can also adjust it up here. At this point, to adjust sound, I like using the menu at the bottom because you can see it lining up with the video and versus time. What's neat about this audio feature too is that if you click on it, you have some menu options up here and you can choose to fade in and out of the sound. So it doesn't just abruptly start with that wind. It can increase slowly by the seconds that you decide. So I'm going to say fade in, let's say 3 seconds and fade out 3 seconds. So it's going to be like, and then time out. Very cool. One thing I will say, if you are a person who is working very hard on putting clips and music to specific adjustments of video clips, do not use BeatSync. BeatSync is a quick, I don't want to say lazy, but like a very efficient way to make a quick video where you don't care what video clips it does. If you accidentally click BeatSync, it changes all of the video clip links and sounds to a beat. And so you have really little control over that. So unless you're needing something quick and you don't care about the length of videos, don't use beat sync in this instance. All right, so now let's move on to rainforest. So I'm going to search for some rainforest sounds. I'm going to search rainforest and let's see what I get. So this one sounds good. I think I hear like birds and maybe some like rain. I'm not sure. So let's just explore that for now. I'm going to drag it down here under my rainforest clip and it automatically adjusted to those 7 seconds. But if I needed to extend it, I can always drag it, make it longer, as long as I have video clips. All right. Any questions so far about adding sound? And again, if it's too loud and you don't want, if you want to lower the volume on that sound, you can click on the audio, click on this little speaker icon and adjust the volume here. Now, do you notice that it is at 100%, but the knob is about a third of the way? What's neat about Canva is you can make things up to, I think, 400, like the sound. So if you have music that's really loud and it's barely at 100, you may have to lower it to like 10 or 9. I've had to do that before because then you can't hear the people talking. The music's too loud. So just to keep that in mind. And if you want to apply that volume to all the tracks, you can just toggle this little button on, and there you go. All right, so I'm going to leave it at 100, pretty loud right now. And the last thing I want to show you before we move on with our little video clip is how to add a little bit of an animation. So I'm going to hop back over to my desert clip. And if you remember when I searched for desert earlier, I got a couple of graphics. So let's say the kiddos or you yourself are working on an animal adaptations. You may want to have a little animal that maybe lives in that environment and do some animation with it. So in this example, I'm just going to use the camel. Now you could choose to use a little graphic looking camel, or if you want to find an actual camel, you can find a realistic looking one too here. So you have some options in Canva. And so let's say maybe I want to have my camel walking across the desert. Well, how do I animate that? So I'll show you. When you select an object or a graphic, there is a menu up here. If it has a background, you can choose to remove the background with BG, that stands for background remover. In this example, it doesn't have anything already, so I can go ahead and hop over to animate. So when you click on animate, there are some automatic things here that will make it do something fancy. If you are a PowerPoint user from back in the day, you probably remember these transitions. But in this example, I want it to walk across my screen. So this is where you click on this little bumblebee icon where you create an animation. So first, I'm gonna get rid of this camel because I didn't want him. And I'm gonna want this one to start walking here and kind of walk across the screen. So I'm gonna click animate, click on my bumblebee, create animation. And it has instructions for me, but basically it's telling me click and drag it the way that you want it to move across the video. So I'm going to click on my camel and I'm just gonna slowly kind of wiggle it up and down so it kind of looks like it's walking. And then it's gonna leave off screen. And so now I've got my camel moving across my screen. So that's pretty fun. And so let's say I like that effect, it's fun, I'm gonna keep it. What's great about this is kiddos can also record videos of themselves and insert themselves talking about that environment. So to do that, I'm gonna show you quick. I'm gonna go back to uploads. I'm gonna say, let me see if I can find a student talking. I'm just gonna pretend that this is one of the videos. So I'm so sorry, I had an example. So let's say it's the student talking. Let's say they recorded themselves in class. I can use this background remover. And it does take some time, but it'll eventually just have the student and they can drag themselves in place on the screen, talking about their video clip, their place, and then they can have that audio be a part of their video. They can also duplicate clips. So if they want to keep everything the same and not have to rebuild it from scratch, they can hold their cursor over these 3 dots here and then duplicate the page. And that way it's got those similar clips. So I think the kiddos in the previous video were duplicating clips, and that way they were able to add little things. So in this example, I've got a kiddo, and once it's done loading, it's going to have them without that background talking through there. So now I've got 3 minutes left with you guys. So the last thing I want to do is I'm going to end up showing you how to add music, and then how to, oh, there we go. And then how to export. So here's our kiddo example. They're talking, and now, so they can't hear anything at all?
No.
I'm sorry.
You only want to hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 3:45. Perfect. No, you're right. Okay. I'm sorry. I wonder if I can change my settings where they can hear this thing. I'm sorry, guys. I was hoping y'all could hear this, but we've got sounds that mimic the sandstorm, the sand environment, the desert environment. We've got sounds that imitate this rainforest. And now we've got kiddos who can remove the background and then use themselves to talk about this. So the next thing I wanted to see is, let's go ahead, and I'm going to shorten this video clip because it's a little bit too long. I'm going to just keep dragging it. Now I've got about 10 seconds left. And what we're going to do now is look for music. So I'm going to go to Elements, and under Music, we have, you can search for things like upbeat, you can search for dramatic, classical. I'm going to look for, let's say, I'm going to say for instrumental and see what comes up. Happy instrumental music. So when you search for music, you're going to get these little audio clips, or you can click See All. And here you can kind of preview the sounds using this little play button, and you can decide which one kind of goes with your video. So I'm going to click on this first one. And if I like it, I can drag it to the bottom. Now I'm going to keep searching because I don't think I like that one very much. I'm going to choose a different one. All right. I like this one, so I'm going to click and drag it. And notice it's kind of giving you prompts on your workspace, like drop music down here. And it's going to give you another layer, another bar to where your music can go. And so now you can kind of see the little waves of the music, and you can decide if you want to trim it, start it at the beginning, or fade in. Now, if you remember when I first started my video, I had this blank slide at the beginning. I'm not going to use it. I could add text, add another picture, another video. But in this case, let's just add a text box. So I'm going to go ahead and click on text on the right-hand side. I'm going to click add text box. And I'm just going to say animal adaptations. And so if you're not familiar with text editing, once you click on the text box, you have your editing here. And you can also add effects to those text boxes. So you can make them look different. You can change the colors with these little dots. That changes the outline that I chose on my effect. And then this text color up here is what changes the inside of the font. So now I've got a nice little graphic. And then I can also click on that animate button, just like we used it on the camel graphic. I can animate my text, and you can have it come in different styles. So this is a typewriter style. This is having it ascend, shift, burst. So whatever you like. I'm going to go, I like the typewriter, so I'm going to go with the typewriter.
They can't hear any sound that you're sharing. They
Okay.
can hear you, but none of the video sounds.
None of the video sounds. I want to see if I can share the sound in a second. Okay, I think I figured it out. Sorry about that. I don't know why I didn't realize I wasn't sharing my sound. Let me do a quick test. Do you guys hear? I think this is way too loud.
I heard your lovely singing.
Oh no! That's so funny.
It's time to clean your room.
Y'all hear something now? I am so sorry. I had no idea. I was so quiet. Okay. So let's just go back to the beginning. I went ahead and added a sound to my video. And when I click on it, I can adjust the sound here. I think 25, honestly, it's sometimes way too loud. I even keep it under 10 if there's kids talking because it's just so overpowering because it's really good quality sound. So I'm going to change this to, I'm going to say 7 actually. And then that way that volume is pretty low. And let's see how it sounds. So it's even still very loud. So I'm just gonna, oh, maybe I didn't apply it. There we go. Much better. All right, so if you have kiddos talking, just remind them if they do end up adding music to keep it very low. I'm gonna even, sorry, I keep changing my mind. I'm gonna make it 5 because it's so loud. Okay, so here I'm gonna just, as just an example video, one that I uploaded. Remember, it's gotta be coming from your drive or from your device. And the kiddos who are
I'm
talking.
in your room, Mom told Ebony. Ebony has been dreading.
So here I've just combined a lot of my designs. Let's say, oops, I didn't mean to have that animation on this clip. I wanted it on the next one. Remember, when you hover over any little element, so if I'm hovering over the desert video clip element, I can click on the 3 dots, duplicate it. And then maybe in this first one, I didn't want the student to come in just yet. Maybe I wanted to just show my camel animation. So then I'm going to replay it again. I don't know if you can tell, but I got that desert wind sound. Oh, but did you notice? My sounds are a little bit off now. That's an easy fix. Down here at the bottom, luckily it changes colors when I have a different sound. My rainforest started a little too soon, so I'm going to drag this bar all the way back to when my rainforest clip sounds. And if I click away, notice there's now a little gap in between my sound clips. All I need to do is extend that purple one, my wind sound, by clicking on it and using the little bars at the end to drag. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it all the way here. And so now I've got that desert wind, my music, and my animation going all at once. And remember, as this is happening, you control that timeline. So if you want something to happen while the camel is at this point, here's where you can pause. And if you want to throw in a text box, you can do that. So let's go ahead and say, let's say I want to label it desert. So I'm going to click on text here on the right. I'm going to click on just heading as an example. And I'm going to type the word desert. Now that's a little too small for me. I'm going to drag it and make it nice and large. And then one thing I want to mention, when you have various elements on one page or on one clip, there is an element of layering. So what goes in front of what or what goes behind. So in this example, I'm going to just kind of see what is in front. It looks like my words are in front, but maybe I want my camel to walk in front of the word desert. In this example, I'm going to click on my, oops, I'm going to drag my cursor here. I'm going to click on my camel element and I'm going to click position. This is going to allow me to bring it forward. So if I click on that, I'm going to click on layers here. And this is where you can see the stack of the elements. So the first one on top and the very front is going to be the words desert, but I want my camel to be on the top. So all I have to do is over these 6 dots, I'm going to click and I'm going to drag up. And now that makes it to where my camel will always be in front of my text and my background video. So now I'm going to click play. So now my camel's walking in front. So that might be something your kiddos may not realize, that they can rearrange the order of things. You can also right-click on each element and see some of those options too. You can, yeah, a lot of options. I'm not going to go into too many of these, but the layering and the order is always going to be there too. Okay, let's say the kiddos are now talking. They've got this
I'm to clean your room, Mom told Ebony. Ebony has been dreading.
in this case, I'm like, oh, there's kind of a lot of noise going on. I need to reduce something. I can clip my audio, my sound, so that it stops there. I can either click and I can split it. So let's say I want the song to continue. I'm gonna stretch my song past my video clip. And let's say I want to just make the noise be reduced in that section of video where my kiddo is talking. I'm going to click on my sound, my audio. I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to use this split audio option that cuts my audio clip, kind of like using scissors. And then I want that music to be really quiet the entire time, but I don't want it to stop. I just want it to lower in volume. But just while they're talking, not the whole time. So I'm going to also split it at the very end so that I can have the music come back up again. So I'm going to hover my mouse over to the edge of my audio clip. I'm going to click right there, and I'm going to right click on my audio and split the audio again. So now you notice I've got 3 chunks. This chunk, the chunk that's playing while my student is talking, and then the chunk that comes after during the rainforest introduction clip. And I'm going to lower the volume on just this one. That way it's not so loud, but the other pieces aren't affected. So when I select that middle option, I'm going to click on the volume, and I'm going to lower it to maybe just 1. I'm going to press enter. All right, so now if you notice, my sound is playing.
It's time to clean your room, Mom told
And now it's much lower. However, it was kind of abrupt. So anybody know what the trick might be to kind of get it to lower slowly? Anybody in the chat? It is called the fade out. You were thinking the right thing. So I'm going to click on this first video clip, and I'm going to click on fade. And we want that to fade out so it's not so abrupt. And I'm going to give it about, let's say, 3 to 4 seconds to fade out. So I'm just going to go with 3. I'm going to hit enter. And now the music's going to abruptly get quieter, and then it's going to come out.
It's time to clean your room.
So that gives it a nice transition, so it's not just an abrupt cutoff. All right. And then I'm going to, since I faded out on the clip right before that, I also want to fade in to the rainforest background music too. So I'm going to move my cursor over to the rainforest video. I'm going to click on the music. I'm going to click on fade. And this time I want it to fade in. So I'm going to just be consistent, make it 3 seconds again. I'm going to press enter. And now, as soon as my kiddo was done talking, the music's going to fade back into our little movie.
It would take all Saturday to get it cleaned up.
Yes, thank you. All right. So now my project is kind of a mess right now. I've got random clips and maybe I've got an adjustment, but I think it's enough to at least get started on how you can edit little video clips, how you can add little sound bites, how you can add music. And again, if you have already like voices that you want to use on your video clips, you can. Your DLS can show you how to remove audio or extract audio, so you can just play it there. But now let's say you want to, let's say it's a nice complete video and now you're ready to share it or to export it. So the next thing you want to do is you're going to click on this share button up here, and you do have some options. If you made this video, maybe you're presenting content in a fun, engaging way. Maybe you're going to be out for 2 days, but you still want to teach and make a quick video about something. You can do that, and you can just share a link that's a public link that your kiddos can just watch. Maybe you link it in Seesaw or Google Classroom, or you share it in your subplans. You can do that. You can do that by clicking on public view link, and then you've got to actually click on the purple button, create a public view link. And now you've got the little confetti confirming the action. You just copy this, and now anybody with this link can watch this video. We share videos like this all the time, but if you want to download it and like save it as something, you'll have to go to this. I'm going to just start over. You're going to go to share and then download, and this will actually save an MP4 video file to your laptop. So when I click download, the immediate suggestion is MP4. It's going to ask you, are you saving everything, like all the pages or the video clips? You just leave them all selected and click download, and that will take a second depending on the length and the amount of videos you've got, but it's going to take some time. It's going to download and save to your computer. And now you can upload it to a Seesaw activity or to your Canva or Canvas or to your Google Classroom.
Will you show them how students would share it back with them?
Yes. So I believe students would, if you are using, actually, Jamie,
There's Google, if they can share it to their Google Drive. If you click,
oh, yeah, I don't know if I have that option here. Students have a little bit of a different view. Oh, I think I do see it actually. Oh, my video is done downloading. Got the pop-up. If students create a video in Canva and they want to share it with you, there are some different options, but one option for them is to share it to their Google Drive. In my option, I had to click on the three dots. They might see it. There is a Google Drive option menu here. They will have had to connect it at some point, but as long as they sign in and allow it, they can choose a folder and then from there, share the link in their Google Drive back to you the way that you normally get things from them. So, and then again, your DLS can help you with this process. But other than that, I'm going to save the last 1 more minute for any questions. And if not, I'm going to share in our chat a quick little feedback form if you guys don't mind filling that out. That would be really great. It would help us for our future mini Techtopia sessions or tiny Techtopia. At the moment, does anyone have any questions?
students add me to the top with +sign and they type my name and then she gets an email.
Oh, yeah.
With Google Classroom, it has to have an assignment with a due date. Yes.
Yes, there's kind of like, it's trying to integrate with Google Classroom. So there is that way that you have to type that in, but what I showed you today was a different way to share it. But honestly, it's kind of up to how you have it. Some people aren't using Classroom, and so they will just get the link somehow. But yeah. Okay, so before you leave, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to paste a quick Google form in the chat. It's really short, just a couple questions. What did you like? What can we do better? And then if you can submit that, that will help us. We are able to take attendance for Eduphoria, so we'll be giving you guys credit for attending today. Other than that, I'm going to stay on here a few more minutes in case you guys have questions. But other than that, thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to have another mini Techtopia next week, all about robotics. So if you're interested, come back and join us. We are so happy to have you. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.
For attendance, how do I sign in? Are you ending it?
We're gonna be able to get you here for attendance, so you should be okay. Thank you. Oh, I didn't say, but if your kiddos make videos, share them with us. We'd love to have more examples for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have been playing the video that they didn't get to hear. I'll leave this on. Let me share my
When we
screen.
share the video link, it's from recording for 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we need to trim.
Oh yes, we'll trim the beginning. If you're still with us, I'm going to share that student example if you want to see it.
I want to show you a toy that is completely amazing. And it is called the Sharkytron 5000. The Sharky is a toy that is like a drone and a submarine. When the Sharkytron 5000 is on drone mode, there is a screen on the remote that shows what the camera sees. There is also a submarine mode that can find treasure in water, but only treasure that is made of
Skip ahead.
only selling at Walmart. And since it's the beginning of the sale, it only sells for $500. So come on down and buy yours today. Bye.
Dance party.
We gotta love our kiddos, right? Anyways, all right. Thank you all so much. I don't think there's any more questions, but if you guys have anything else, I'll hang out for about 30 more seconds. Other than that, thank y'all. We appreciate your feedback.